Okie dokie. Hello, everybody. We are live. We are 20 sides to every story. And tonight we're playing Community Campaign. It's been a little bit. So we're playing one of our Tier 2 Community Campaign games. Right now, the content of this, we're taking Princess of the Apocalypse, which is, as written, set in Forgotten Realms, but we are adapting it for our Greyhawk campaign.
Whoa,
Back of the book,
man.
there is a little bit of like kind of guidance how you could take Princess of the Apocalypse and put it into different campaign settings, and that's what we're attempting to do. Thank you, Pruno2000, for the cheer. Appreciate that. At the top of the, I guess, just a little bit about the community campaign. This is a game that we've got. I just counted earlier today. I think we've got over 20, about 20 or so active players that are tromping around in and around the village of Hamlet. So this is a campaign that's open. If you're watching this and you're looking for a game, you could by all means potentially find yourself on here playing in one of these games. Best way to probably connect with us, and hey, Gabe, thank you for the cheer. Best way to do that would, oh, hello, good night. Little drive-by baby action happening over to my right, so good night. If you want to get into one of these games, just jump into our Discord server. I'll put the link there in the chat. Yeah, just stop by the lobby and let us know that you're interested in that. Hey, Jeff, thank you for the cheer. Ooh, hype train incoming. Little Chris Perkins face driving by. Well, thanks everybody. The other thing I will mention is if you really like what we are doing and you want to support these games, these community campaign games, definitely go and check out our Patreon page. The Patreon goes to support the community campaign and give back to all the DMs. We got 6 DMs that are contributing content to the community campaign. So we've got some folks that are helping me with the lower level stuff. Then I'm taking care of this level 5. We're kind of fudging a little level 3 to 4 plus content.
Whoa, thanks for the jams, man.
Hey, thanks for the cheer. Roadkiller87. Appreciate that. The other big news I guess we have, we've got Extra Life going on right now. So as you can see, I got that goal up on the screen a little bit early here. Just if you want to support and maybe you can't stop by on our game day, you could definitely donate early. We're raising money for the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, and our pledge or our content that we are running will be playing the original Castle Ravenloft module, the i6 Ravenloft module, using old school essentials. We've got a group of victims that are going to go into Strahd's realm and tromp around in there for 12 hours. We're going to be doing that 12 hours on November 5th. So you can either donate via the link there in the chat. You can stop by on the 5th and check out what we're doing. Something a little bit different maybe than the other Extra Life games that we've done in the past. And yeah, it should be a fun time. I'm really looking forward to it. So I think that's all we've got for announcements. So we'll dig right into the game. So I'm thinking that, you know, I wrote up, we've got a community campaign guide that I'm sure maybe somebody read it. I don't know. I barely know what's in there. And one of the things that it says in there is that every day that happens in real time is a day that passes in the game world. But I was sort of thinking about it on my drive today, and I'm like, that sort of doesn't really probably work very well for the Tier 2 campaign, because there are some probably strict time implications to things happening. So we're going to twist that a little bit. I'm going to say that this session is probably picking up right off the heels of like Thorwald and Rarith. Jeff and Gabe, you played in the previous one. Dawson, did you play in the last one? No, okay. So just the two of you had played in the previous one. And I think we're going to say that you came back to Rastor and basically just kind of resupplied and then found these two and set out pretty much immediately. It's a 3-day journey from Rastor to the destination. But I guess I just wanted to put that out there before I go into summary here. But so it's been, few days since some discoveries were made, and you returned to Rastor. The group that went out there, I believe it was Rareth, Thorwald, and I want to say Donovan was the third person, and maybe that was it. I think it was a three-person group. And so you came back to Rastor and you reported to the Wizard Burn the discoveries that you had made out at that old monastery to the southeast of town at the foothills of the Lortmill Mountains.
Thanks for the jams, man.
And hey, thank you. Thanks, Ed, for the subscription. 31 months. 31-month streak. That is awesome. And then Todd, thank you so much for the cheers. So got a lot of stuff happening here. Do you know it tells you, like, when you get all the hype train, like, or the hype emotes? Apparently I collected the last tier 1 or level 1 last night, so I didn't know that ended, or that there was a limit to how many you get. Anyway, so you had gone out to that monastery at the foothills of the Lortmill Mountains. It was a place that you had heard there was a group out there that were claiming to be followers of St. Cuthbert. Sounded like maybe they were members of some kind of a reformed church, that they really devoted themselves to kind of a new religion that had developed in that times. There was a span of time where St. Cuthbert was missing and was not directly communicating with his followers because he was trapped in this battle with Ayas, which whole different story from the Temple of Elemental Evil campaign that we did last year. But that was the story, is that they sort of had this religion that was not affiliated with the official church in Voluna. This sounded strange to a number of the group, and decided to go out there and check it out. And you found out the truth, that this whole story about them being St. Cuthbertines was a cover for the fact that they had a convent out there that was in reality a refuge for members, devotees of the Sacred Stone cult, elemental evil followers. So these adherents to the cult are now under the leadership of Lareth the Beautiful, who has now been revived by Loth, it seems like. We learned that some time ago, that Loth was very displeased with his failure at the Temple of Elemental Evil, and as a mockery raised him up as a Drider. But he has now been named the champion of Elemental Earth, and had been gifted a weapon that had been found under the old moat house near Hamlet. And Byrne believes that this weapon that he had been given is one of 4 such weapons that date back 1,000 years to the times of the Sul Empire, an empire that was destroyed in a kind of magical cataclysm, magical version of a nuclear bomb, essentially detonating and killing, wiping out that whole civilization. Byrne further believes that the weapon that Lareth possesses is one that is capable of being a harbinger of a similar fate, a similar catastrophe, and there's great concern that he may use it. So the previous adventuring party had successfully dealt with the cultists at that monastery and their pet Umber Hulk that had given Donovan quite the run for his money, and you discovered that there was a subterranean level underneath the monastery. There had been mentioned by one of the cultists, I believe, that there was some kind of labor happening underneath those, down in the tunnels below, that maybe they had some slaves or captives that they were forcing into servitude for them for unknown purpose. But the group had resolved, I think, to go back when they had greater numbers and there maybe wasn't such a high alert out looking for them, that they would go back and try to save those people. So that's kind of where we're at. I think we're going to pick up this session. Basically, it's the night before. You've got a few hours left in the morning that you would expect to be traveling southbound, but you're all sitting around a campfire, kind of unwinding. And Lix and Yang, you'd only maybe just arrived. Well, Lix, you had arrived in Rastor some time ago, but you're still kind of getting apprised of the situation, and so you're all kind of sitting around the fire, kind of talking through maybe your plans for the next day. I think as a part of that, maybe we'll just do our character introductions right here, and give us your character name, race, class, and then I don't know, maybe talk through kind of what's going on. What is your character bringing into the conversation around the campfire? What are they thinking about? What are they worried about as it concerns tomorrow? And let's see. We had some cheers and such. Thanks, Jenna, for the cheer. Appreciate that. And yeah, thanks everybody for all the support after we've been gone. We haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks because some of us were gone at the Gamehole Con, so it's good to be back. So we'll start our character introductions, I think, right off here with Isaac. Why don't you lead us off? Thanks.
Hello, I am Isaac. I am playing Lix. Lix is a arcane trickster hobgoblin. She is a bit, for those that know her, kind of no nonsense. Kind of tries to keep her better than I do, but she tries to keep her head on, like she tries to keep a calm demeanor at all times, tries to be reserved. And I think around the campfire, she is really just trying to understand and kind of figure out what would be the next step as far as playing it as cool as possible, trying to not maybe give away our hand, maybe that we know so much about maybe what's going on. And I think maybe that's what she'd be talking about, kind of thinking about.
Cool. Let's move over next to Dawson.
Hello, I'm Daw. I am playing Yang. He is a human bunk, way of the open hand. In terms of Yang, he is not the nicest person you've met. He is young. He is very, I wouldn't call him outgoing, but really likes to claim he knows exactly what he's doing at any point in time, but he's just, a kid who thinks he's the best at what he does when he's definitely not. And what he's thinking about in this current circumstance is how the people around him have so much more experience than he most definitely does, and how is his capabilities going to try to help them in the best way possible.
Awesome. Let's move over next to Jeff.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jeff. I'm playing Rareth. Half orc, half elf ranger. Around the campfire, I'm kind of still thinking about our last adventure out when I kind of died for the first time, or at least was unconscious. Wasn't very much fun, and I don't want to do it again. So I'm thinking about mistakes that I've made and how I can correct and help the party and keep myself alive.
Awesome. And then let's go over to Gabe.
Hey guys, I'm Gabe, and I'm playing Thorwald Arno. He's a human barbarian paladin, and around the fire, he seems very concerned. Keeps talking about the war peak that apparently Lareth has gained possession of, and he's obsessed with it. He wants to make sure he's not down that monastery right now and he's doing some nefarious stuff, and he feels we need to stop him. And the other thing he's talking about is, if there are slaves forced to work for the cult of Sacred Stone, then we have to do our best to get him out alive.
Awesome. So the four of you are discussing some of these things around this campfire. It is the 13th day of Patchwall, we'll say, which is basically right in the thick of the autumn months. Kind of cool, crisp, probably kind of mid 40s weather. Very cool and crisp. So you're probably all sitting pretty close to those flames as they are kind of licking up and exuding heat. It's pretty desolate out in the area where you are. Not a lot of vegetation, and so there's not a lot of cover. If anybody has spotted you from a distance, like it would probably be pretty easy to do. So there's not a whole lot of places to hide out. You've probably done your best to kind of tuck your camp, maybe wedged in between some of the natural rock formations in this area, but yeah, you're pretty much right on the heels of the mountains until it gets to kind of the very difficult slopes that would be difficult for you to travel, and that's where the monastery is, just a short journey away. And so I'll kind of pass it to you. It's quiet, it's calm. Not a lot out on the horizon that you're worried about or threatened about, and so your attention really is on your conversation that you're having, your plans for the next day.
So Thorwald, I just gotta know, what's up with the sword?
This one?
Yes, the one that catches fire.
So this sword was held by the champion of fire when a bunch of us got down on the second level of the Temple of Elemental Evil. I think at the time I thought I could be the champion of fire. I'm glad I wasn't. But I met a very interesting individual along the way that I'm grateful for. Even though I then found out it was probably not him. But, you know, not all of the experiences that make you grow are pleasant.
Well, that's definitely not the answer I was expecting. I thought you just killed some guy and stole it from them in their sleep, but that's definitely a better answer.
Are you interested in the Zord?
No. And as you see, the only weapon like you can see on him is maybe a couple darts and a crossbow. I don't really use swords. But also, why are you hogging up all the heat? You have a fire sword. Why don't you turn it on? It's really cold out.
I thought that you guys monks are supposed to endure and, you know, meditate.
Yes, but I'm not meditating right now, am I? Right now I'm sitting in the cold like everyone else.
So
Well,
hold on a second. How much time did I spend setting this fire? You could have started that fire with your sword, Thorwald.
Well, that's not what the Zord is for.
Thorwald, how inconsiderate of you. We could have saved so much time that we could have hunted an extra rabbit for dinner, but you had to keep the fire sword a secret. Oh, is it like a limited time thing? You can only use it like once? Then I understand that. That's perfectly acceptable.
But there's a detail that you guys are missing.
What may that be?
As you guys were busying them yourself, grilling the fire for the wood for the fire and hunting meat, I down there with the eggs and oil and made some mayonnaise for us. Put on top of the meat.
mayonnaise. I
What's
love
that
mayonnaise.
supposed to be?
Do we have any bread?
I think I'm gonna give Gabe a point of inspiration for actually bringing in the pregame conversation around the campfire.
Wait, where'd you get the eggs for? Did you get the eggs from town, or did you like hunt something?
Oh no, I always eggs with me. I love eggs. I just crack it open and eat them.
Like, Okay, now
Like
we're getting somewhere. When you say cracking, you just on the head, shotgunning an egg. Is that what's happening here?
like that, just open up.
If
You
I
can-
would have known
you can-
I would have known you wanted mayonnaise. I could have. Well, she would bring out like her little alchemy jug.
Now what is
I
that?
could have. This is a prized possession that I got in one of my many adventures. You see, all I have to do is say, "Oh, I don't. I'm not gonna say it. All I have to do is say it, and we gotta have at least 2 gallons of that stuff. I
But
You're,
this is
don't know.
homemade. This is homemade, though.
No, this is pretty good too. I
I
I
mean,
normally put it on my pimento cheese sandwiches.
you should really put away your pimento cheese sandwich right now. Unless now I have a better proposition for this fact. You got magically created, not naming substances, and you have it homemade. How about a taste test? Who's the better cook? Did you bring sandwiches for everybody there, Licks?
I could. Well, I wouldn't mind sharing. It's the last of my cheese, but if you all want to have some, I could cut it into 4s, I guess. Anyone want crust on or off?
Could I have the
On.
crust off, please?
Okay. Okay, you got it. They're gonna go ahead and shove this up and
So
say,
there's some nice conversation about sandwiches and some sandwich making. And DOE Do Legion, thank you so much for the tip. I appreciate that. The emotes fly across the screen. So
Well-
you're making some food and filling your belly maybe after a long day. You can't think about anything else other than that at the moment until you've had a bite. But then conversation at some point drifts to what your plan is for the next day.
What exactly are we getting ourselves into here?
So there was this cult. They wear weird gargoyle masks with horns, with a golden hue, and they had a priest. I guess I would call him, but more importantly, they had a very skilled monk who was training monks. She was deadly, and unfortunately, we had to kill her.
I would love to meet this woman.
Yeah,
Mm,
she was blind.
Those are the ones you really have to fear.
yeah. You said you had
Yeah.
a killer?
She put me down.
And that's why I would say that you guys do the talking, because every time I talk, I end up challenging people in single combat, and that's usually not a good strategy. So that's my apology to you guys. The fight started because I couldn't
Whoa, thanks for the jams, man!
listen to what that stupid man was talking about.
What was that big beast that came up chasing Donovan?
I have no idea, but it was big.
I wonder if there are any more of those down there.
It's a possibility.
So what are we thinking as far as our plan of approaching this monastery? It sounds like we don't want to go out there with our swords flashing. What are we thinking? How are we going to approach this place?
Well, one way would be to retrieve some of those stupid golden masks and pretend to be cult members. I personally don't like the approach, but I recognize it's a viable course of action.
Hmm.
I mean, if you said she's training monks or was training monks, I have a particular set of skills in that department, and also I have the abilities to help in aiding in a disguise effort.
And not just that, but they haven't seen your face, kid.
That's what the mask is for.
You good? You gonna be able to handle yourself in there?
I haven't died yet.
Are you gonna be able to handle yourself?
I think I'll be just swell.
Yeah, just make sure you keep your eyes on an exit. Make sure you always have a clear egress. Get out of there if something goes on, I guess. I don't know. At least maybe you could go in and at least see wherever maybe the layout. Maybe from there we could maybe at night go in and perhaps break a window open and free whoever's being held captive there. What do you say?
Well, I guess brings to the next question. Where'd you two say they were being held again?
We don't know. That's something that the priest said, and not even that he didn't even want to say it. It was just a comment to a question I asked, but he implied that they had someone digging for them down there.
Below the monastery in what he called the mines.
No.
And so this is a legitimate monastery that we're going up to. Is that correct?
Well, I wouldn't associate the name legitimate to it, but it
Building
seemed
itself would have been a monastery, is what I'm asking.
it seemed that at some point it was a dwarven keep, and I think it's been repurposed by the cult recently. But that's my assumption.
If anybody wants, you could make a history check. If you have to be someone who's proficient in history wants to make that check. It's a community campaign though, so I've conditioned you all not to take such skills probably.
Should I say, as a monk who was trained in a monastery and who also may have spoke Dwarvish, maybe I was trained by a Dwarvish monastery?
Go ahead, and Yang could be the one that makes the check.
I have to justify my Dwarvish use of language. Hooray. You know, I may know a thing about very little stuff, but I feel like there's a chance I may know something about this, even though it's very unlikely. Excellent.
I'm just going to say that obviously, given its proximity to the Lortmo Mountains, it makes sense that it would be a something of dwarvish background. What maybe is odd would be the fact that it's not dwarves of the Lortmo Mountains being mountain dwarves. Like maybe a little odd that such a structure would be like so far. Like it's not in the mountains proper, but kind of at the foothills. But it's probably about all you'd know at this point.
Question. So were there? Well, I mean, you had a fight. Were there survivors? No, as far as on the other side.
Oh, we took some prisoners.
But no one saw your face and was able to tell others.
Not that we know of, but
I don't think anyone escaped, if that's what you're asking.
Well, in that case, might be ways we all go in. Because
How did we fight? Also, that's a great idea, Alex. I'm fine with that. How did they fight? Do they tend to keep their distance, or are they all up in your face?
Well, the monks were just, milling you. The cleric was casting spells, and the big creature was just trying to smash it to the ground. Oh, they did have a trap that actually that's what got us separated, and that's when Donovan, fell into the trap and then came back with the monster. So anyway, they might use guile as well. They're not just stupid. Some of them seem to be employing strategy and tactics.
Well, this will be interesting then.
You said that you said that you're able to help kind of disguise us. Is that what you said?
I can make you look a little bit different.
How about
Just
maybe
within reason.
making us at least a little beat up? Maybe we were attacked by some bandits on the road, and we're looking for a bit of safety. Maybe them thinking that we're a bit weak, they will maybe underestimate us a bit, let us in, and maybe them, if needed be, we do have our true strength there.
I mean, Rareth, Thorwald, you've already been there once. How did you get in the first time?
We smashed the door.
You smashed the door.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
to my defense, that's why I said I rather someone else, kind of have a different approach this time.
So
Huh?
so like you said, it's been like 3-4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Probably not best walk in pretending we're weary travelers then. If the first thing you did when you got here was bash the door in.
Well, to be honest, there was a discussion. We were there, trying to ascertain if they were legitimate Cuthbertines, which they were not.
Oh, so
And
all the talking has already been done, is what?
yeah, I mean, the talking
Okay.
has already been done, but
Oh,
unfortunately, I have a small patience. So after a while, they're just throwing stuff at us. I tend to act.
I mean, if that's
okay.
Donovan tried to talk to them, and it didn't do any good. They
well, if that's the case,
were letting us in.
I think maybe we just get closer, right? We keep our distance. I'll bring my associate out, Owl, and maybe we'll send them in, see what's going on in there. And I mean, right away, if there's a barricade on the door, then we already know that someone's still there waiting for us, and we go from there. Maybe there's always a back way to a mine, right?
I mean, if it's a mine, you gotta let it air in somewhere.
So just a point of clarification. I mean, as you're talking about this, Rareth and Thorwald, you do know that there is a back way through the kitchen.
Unless you guys know of some other back way.
And you guys,
Oh,
you,
I don't know.
you only know that because of you had gone that direction from the inside. You never actually did any kind of surveillance around the perimeter. I don't. So
But we did find a back door out of the kitchen area.
Ah, that might
So
be
if
our
the
way in.
door is barred, we can try that first instead
Definitely.
of a frontal assault.
all right. So it sounds like there's a bit of a plan. Like the plan basically is to go together. Sounds like maybe Lix is gonna have it's a familiar that you have.
Yes.
That you're going to use the familiar to do a little reconnaissance maybe before you walk up there, and then kind of once you've done that, maybe make a decision which doorway you want to take. So you get a good night's rest, or at least the best that you can here this evening. In the morning, you pack up your camp and start to head in the direction southways through this kind of sandstone bluffs, I guess, that you're traveling through. Eventually, you get to you pick up on a trail that sort of does a switchback up one of the slopes and brings you up to or would lead you up to where the monastery is. And so I'll switch us over to that map real quick. Lix, you're gonna send your, what is it, owl?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna send
My
forward.
alpha mare.
So I'll just kind of move your token maybe around the outside of the building. So clearly the double doors here that Thorwald was talking about, they had bashed those in. It appears that enough time has passed that somebody has repaired them. They are back on their hinges, and so evidence that somebody is still inside the monastery. You're flying about, and you'll see that there are sort of like not really proper windows, but more like window slits. Not the kind of thing that you'd be able to slip into. More like something the width of like an arrow outlook, like an arrow hole. But as your owl would be traveling around in this direction, this is where you would see the doorway. Small staircase leads up to a simple wooden door that serves as the kind of back way, entrance way to the kitchen area. And there's maybe some like refuse, kind of piled up garbage there from scraps of food and a little bit of a just a heap of kitchen scraps there. And so you'll fly around. I think your owl probably will pick up on this. This is open air. It's a walled, but it's open air garden.
Okay.
And you can see inside there a number of stone statues amongst some kind of a actually fairly well maintained garden. Different bushes kind of like sculpted into different figures. And that is about it as far as like entrances and exits that are obvious. Oh, I'm sorry. There's one right here too.
Okay.
Wooden door at the top of a small stair. Looks like maybe leads into maybe, hard to say, but probably like a personal entrance exit for someone important.
Would it be possible that back way, if there's any window, I know there's slits you said, would there be a way maybe that the owl might be able to kind of take a like closer look in to see if there's anything on the other side?
Sure. Why don't you give me a stealth check as you do that?
All right. Stealth check as my owl. Maybe it worked. Did it roll? No, I'll try it again. Let's try it again.
Okay.
Yes.
17 on stealth. So your owl flies by and sort of does so casually, dips down and just does like a kind of casual glance. And it does see that at the windows there are some figures, armored figures that are staring out.
Okay. All right.
Probably sees visibly three, at least three figures.
All right. And that's at the back, right? That's at that back door?
That kitchen door.
Okay. Okay. All right. At that point, she'll kind of come to and say, "Wow, well, obviously there's armed guards in there. They definitely, it seems that there is another way, a bit to the right of the main room. But either way, it seems that they're guarding these entrances here."
We never made it into the east wing to the right that you're talking about. We
You
only
dealt
went
with
into the west wing.
You dealt with the armed guards, or no?
we dealt with monks. Only 2 of the like weirdly armored guards were with the cleric. We dispatched them at the time.
Okay. I would describe as best I could the armor that I saw and whatnot, and see if that was
Similarly equipped. So they were plate mail wearing. Their plate mail is kind of crafted almost from like rock, it seemed, but definitely had the hardness of plate.
okay. Well, at least we know what we're up against. What are we thinking?
Either a distraction, I would say, and I could take care of that on the front side and let you guys slip in the back. You said there's a courtyard, a walled courtyard. You could slip through there, right?
There is a courtyard, but it is walled. We would have to climb, I would assume the walls in order to get into that.
We'll say the walls are, I don't know, 10 feet high.
Got a grappling hook.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Maybe we go in through there. I'm sure that courtyard isn't open to understand, though. We'll be surrounded. So there's that.
All right. So the plan, or at least the plan that's on the table right now, is to kind of sneak around to the back area where the walled garden is. Use some grappling hooks to start to rappel over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if that is the plan that you would like to pursue, I'm assuming you're going to try to do this stealthily. You already know that they're probably watching out of the windows, but perhaps you could kind of cut through some of the terrain and be able to make your way over there unseen. And thank you, Dougster74, for the follow. Appreciate that. Thanks for stopping in with us here tonight. Playing Princes of the Apocalypse. So then you can all give me we'll do a group stealth check here. Oh no.
Thorwald, buddy, what are you doing? Put the sword away, Thorwald.
All right. I think we're not playing D&D, what is it? 1 D&D rules yet, so you might be okay. Let's see. Ooh, it's gonna be tight. I just gotta see. Pick a couple passives.
Thorwald, put the sword away, Thorwald. We're not fighting right now, Thorwald. We're trying to sneak in, Thorwald. What are you doing? Stop.
Okay.
No.
So y'all make your way over to that direction. Oh, you know what? There is actually a door there too.
I also remember there's a door. I forgot to tell you all.
Wait, so you haven't been in the East Wing? Well, I guess there you go.
But you make your way over to this side, and I don't know, maybe there's like a little like shrubbery or something that's like covering it near your Eldens. So you see, but now you move over there, you see that there is a stone door cut into.
Lex, you think you can deal with that door, or where are we still climbing over?
I'm not sure that we see it, right? You said that we don't see that. Or we see that door now?
We see it.
No.
You see it now, yeah.
And there's no arrow slits around, right? I could go ahead and use my if able, I think I would be able to use my I would cast out a mage hand, and I would go ahead and attempt to use my thief tools and try to open it from a distance.
Okay, give me a thieves tools check.
Cool. All right, inventory. That would be just what, a dex?
Yeah, it's a dexterity based skill check. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll just dex, and then what?
Proficiency bonus.
Yeah, plus. All right, that's great. So that plus my proficiency bonus now to the 3. Yeah, so a 12.
Okay. 12 is not gonna do it, fortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So you attempt, and your picks are just kind of like dropping out of their hand as they're trying to finesse this open.
Let me give it a shot. And he'll shuffle on over just by himself, pull out from his back pocket his thief tools, and start getting the work.
Okay, sounds good.
I didn't
gonna
know
roll.
this side of you, Yang.
I'm gonna roll just sleight of hand because I don't have a specific
It's the
tool
same,
set described yet. Yep.
Okay, no problem. Within maybe a minute or so, you manage to finagle this door open. And on the other side, you see the garden. Pretty well maintained. Some effort has been made to keep the footpaths clear. And you can see that there are 3 doors in total. There's one to the south, one just around the corner here, and then one at the top of a rise, a staircase that leads up. And there are statues in the garden that sort of depict monstrous looking creatures. Big hulking figures with oversized claws, horned visages, almost demonic looking.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Hey, good job, kid. What do you always say? Moving in. I guess we know our way out, huh?
This would be one of them. I guess now the question is, which door?
I am going to stealthily step in the courtyard, if possible.
Okay.
These statues, do they? I mean, you said that they're beasts. Do they? I'm just observing them quickly as I'm kind of moving on. They look. I don't really have anything to check, but as far as these statues go, very realistic. Are they kind of
Very.
just? Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Oh, 27, not 20.
There are 2, one right here and one right here, that are, you swear they're staring at you.
I'm gonna put my hand back. Sorry. Just kind of hits you in the face there, but I think kind of move his hand back and forth slightly, see if there's any movement, like, or move her hand back and forth, see if there's any movement. Are they following kind of the gaze a bit, or?
They step off of their plinths that they are standing on,
Yeah.
and we will roll initiative.
Well,
Yeah.
that makes it even more cool if you ask me. Shit.
All right. So, as you are testing that out, they both kind of step off, and this one moves right over to you, Lix, and is going to swing a couple of times. Did Lix ever deal with gargoyles at the temple?
Yes. Yes, she did. That big fight with St. Cuthbert when St. Cuthbert showed up.
So it lunges at you with its bite attack, but you
Great.
remember you're right back in that moment 10 years
Mhm.
ago. You lunge out of the way, and then it tries to swipe at you with its claws. And a 21 to hit.
Ouch. That hits.
So it grabs you right from like kind of the side as you're ducking out of the way from its bite. 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Thorwald, you are up.
Okay, I don't see, so what I will do is I'll step through Yang's space and step in 10 and then 15 right to here, and bonus action I will ignite the Zord of flaming, and I will try to take a swing at the gargoyle.
Awesome. That will hit. All right. So the sword cuts through, and even though it's got stony flesh, you feel it pierce and slice, creates a divot in it just as if it was cutting through flesh.
I'm not sure he rolled the d6s. Let me roll the 2d6s, sorry. For the flying.
Alex, sorry I didn't announce it, but I was going to use my reaction to do an uncanny dodge, just so
Okay.
you're aware.
Sounds good. And an extra 7 on top of that. Perfect.
Yeah. And then I swing it again.
But that one will miss.
Okay. So that's my turn.
Yang, it's your turn.
Oh, this will be interesting. He will move up next to Lix. He's going to undo a couple of straps that are on his arm, drop a rope to his side, and yell lasso, and I will lasso this fella right here with the rope of entanglement. I'll need a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
All right. Dugster, the AC on a gargoyle is 15. Made the dex save with an 18.
Oh shit. Next time. That's it.
All right, Lix, it is your turn.
Lix is going to I guess she already has something right here, so she will bring out her rapier and try to attack. Wah.
Wah. That one will
Uh,
miss.
That one will miss. Bonus action, she will disengage. Move back. Yeah, there's gargoyles in there. I'll move right here. Go ahead. Up at that range.
All right, so a disengage happens. Rarith, it is your turn.
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark on the one in front of Thorwald. And I will fire a shot.
All right.
So that's six points of damage from that attack.
Sounds good. And as the arrow hits it, this is a non-magical, right? So you can see it creates a little bit of a divot, but it doesn't seem to have the same impact that like Thorwald's blade does, for example. But it does some damage.
We'll shoot it again. Oh, I didn't do the Let me get you my extra damage from the hunter's mark.
Oh, and you guys have a re-roll in the bucket from Casey. Thanks, Casey. Okay, 4 points of damage from the hunter's mark then. All right.
That's my bonus shot from the Gloomstalker thing,
All right.
and
12 will
then
miss.
I've got one more.
$17 hits.
And I'm going to re-roll that D8.
Ooh.
So that would be 8 plus 3, 11 points of damage on that one.
All right. And then some hunter's mark damage. For 2 points. All right. This one's starting to look a little rough around the edges here.
That'll be it for me.
All right. This one back here is going to close the distance and move up to Yang. Lunges at you with the bite. Missing with that, and then the claws are out.
Uh-oh.
23 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
6 points of damage. Back to the top, we have the other one. It's gonna use gonna try to shove you to the ground, Thorwald. So either a strength strength athletics or a acrobatics check.
What's up with the ones tonight?
All right. Bam! Knocks you to the ground. And it's going to try to bite at you. Oh! And the gamble paid off for it.
Oh, wow.
12 points of damage.
It would, except I'm going to use my silvery barbs as a reaction. So I'm going to ask you to re-roll that crit. Or that 24.
So it will... 23 still hits.
Still hit. Yeah.
7 points of damage.
And I am going to give advantage to Thorwall for his next.
Thank you, Lix.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're doing fine.
Thorwald, it is your go.
So I will use half of my movement to stand back up, and then using the advantage, I will try to punish this creature. Oh, look at that 20.
Feel good. Feel good.
Yes.
My,
You did
my
good.
gargoyle is
You
going to
did
cast silvery barbs.
Hey, you too, huh? It's a good spell. Don't blame ya.
Have that.
So
This was
this is
written
the
before
damage.
silvery barbs. Nobody has
And
it.
it's actually the 4d6 of fire damage.
So a total of 30. This
30
one
points of
goes
damage.
down.
And so I'll move five foot, and I will try to say, Yang, don't worry, I'm backing you up. Again, no advantage this time.
That hits.
And then this plus this.
All right, 20 points total. That one.
Yes.
That will bring us to Yang.
As the gargoyle is just striking at him, he's just going to just start weaving the rope around it again as it's moving through him. And now try to strain him again. DC 15 dex save.
See how nimble this gargoyle is? Not really so much, so you got him.
He is restrained. And with that, I will just hold him in that position.
Rope wraps around and is binding, probably casting a little bit of a glow. You can see its magical power. That is way too much for the gargoyle to break out of. Lix, it is your turn.
Quiet, don't struggle. It's gonna be over soon enough. Lex will go ahead and bring out her heavy crossbow and aim it towards the gargoyle's throat. Here we
Right.
go.
Advantage.
$24 damage. And I believe it's a 3d6 now. I'm gonna hold that. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I did a +3 instead. So a 4, and then give me 1 second. Sorry. All right. 7. And then 1 more. 8 points.
Total of 16 points, and this is a non-magical weapon.
Non-magical.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Rareth.
Okay, I'm gonna have to move because I can't see. And I think that's a good spot for me. Bonus action, I'm going to move my hunter's mark over to the other gargoyle. So that's 24 to hit, yes.
Yeah, 24 hits.
I did have advantage because he's restrained, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. That's 7 points of damage. And 3 points from the hunter's mark. Second shot.
Hits.
That's 10 points and there's 3 from the hunter's mark.
All right, awesome. He's looking pretty rough, but he is still up. Is anything else from Rareth?
That's it for me.
So Gargoyle is just tied up, and Yang, you're holding like the other end of this rope.
Yes.
So it's just kind of like bucking, and it's just gonna try to like kind of ram into you and knock you prone. And failing to do so, it's just gonna try it one more time. Or actually, no. It'll take a swing at you at disadvantage. The claw. Or with the bite. Disadvantage. But a 12 will miss. Thorwald, you are up.
Okay, let's see if we can finish this. Attack with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I think you got it.
I'm only here to set you up, buddy.
Hey, that's effective.
It is.
As
That's
it's
nice.
trying to bite at Yang, you just bring your greatsword down, beheading the creature, and its stone-like head just kind of collapses and rolls across the floor as the body slumps to the ground.
Good job, Yang.
Yep. I prefer you do it than me punching stone. So, and he's just gonna just wrap the rope around his arm again.
Well, I guess that was simple enough, huh?
Reminder:
Not bad.
the mansion is literally, the monastery is literally just right there. Still keep it quiet if we can.
Well, I think the
As
quiet.
he's just
part-
like shuffling stones behind the bush.
All right, so it is calm. It is quiet here in the garden. You're looking about at these other statues. None of them seem poised to leap out or jump out at you. And you can see that there are apparently 3 ways of entry into the monastery. 3 doors.
Well, which way which way y'all thinking?
Hey, Lex, do you mind see if somebody's observing us through that narrow window?
Sure. I could. You want me to just go up and look? Is that what you're asking?
Well, I think at this point, I think it would be good to know whether they're waiting to jump on us.
Yeah, sure. I'll just wait right here. I'll be right back, and I'll stealthily go up to the window and peek to see if someone's looking out.
Okay. So, that window is actually fairly high up, but you've got the owl.
Very high up.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
You still have the owl.
In
out.
that case, yeah.
Owl could take a peek. Yeah, so the window is up maybe 10 feet or so, so it wouldn't be so easy just to peek in. Owl flies
Right.
by. And it looks, as it's looking in there, it looks like this is some kind of a distillery in there. There's a number of stills that are set up and stacks of firewood, bottles and whatnot for bottling whatever concoction is being brewed up in there. Copper tubing coiling from the one kettle to the next. Casks to the south of the room. And second. Here we go. So, Ed, you are here. You've brought Teasley into the mix. So just I'll let you kind of describe whatever is happening with Teasley right now, but they just got done with a battle with a couple of gargoyles out here in this garden. Basically, they are trying to they're trying to infiltrate the monastery without being seen, so they're trying to avoid the front doors, and so they went over to this this garden area. They just won this battle, and now they're kind of peeking in through some of these windows to see like if they're being observed or whatnot. So
Okay, well, I imagine, knowing Teasley as I do, He's probably already cast invisibility on himself. And we see an ample opportunity for trickery here, as we see Thorwald, who Teasley loves picking on. So he's not going to make himself known yet.
Okay, sounds good. But we all, yes, Tux is there. OMG, it's Teasley, and audience knows that Teasley is in the area, even though characters don't.
And I don't have a token, so I can't see the map on.
I'll throw you in there.
But we'll get there. But he's invisible.
Let's good. I'll
And I'll go ahead
relay.
and get rid of a spell slot for that, because that works.
All right.
I'll relay what I'm seeing, and I'll say, well, it's good. You know, so far, sticking to the plan. As long as we all stick to the plan, we all
And
don't go off and do our own thing, we'll be okay.
and there is a doorway that you see out of.
Okay.
Well, Thorwald said he hasn't been in the East Wing.
I'm gonna
seems
just
like
move my
a
token.
prime door right here.
If I remember the layout, the center should be. So you guys want to explore the East Wing?
I'm up for that. He'll go up to the door and just like press an ear to it, see if he hears anything.
Make a perception check. You hear what sounds like maybe the pages of a book being turned, paper, just very slowly.
He's just gonna just do and shrug, and then pull out his lockpicks. Does anyone nod?
Go ahead.
Yeah, but you can't see me.
That's right. Pick, pick. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
All right, Thieves' Tools check.
Just gonna roll sleight of hand for that.
No problem. Within about a minute or so, you feel that you've hit the last key on the lock and the door should open.
He will take one step to the side because last time going first didn't seem good to him, and just pretty much lean against the wall and just wait for someone else to go first.
And just maybe a little bit of extra description about this part of the monastery. This looks like, this door looks like it maybe this is kind of a spire here, like with a conical roof. So, yeah, it looks like it's probably the tallest part of the monastery.
So Thor will step in, trying to be silent.
All right. And so you step in here. Looks like as you're looking up, maybe so you see that you're on the kind of the middle landing of a staircase. Staircase leading down, very dark, sort of a very musty smell. Maybe even with like a kind of like a tinge of like iron on the air. But then up here, you can kind of see kind of like ambient light from maybe the flickering of candles and whatnot. And when you're looking up there, you can see at least one work table that seems outfitted like an alchemical workshop or some such. And there's a long shadow that is cast across the floor. And as you're looking at it, it's almost like a robed figure. But based on the shadow that's being cast, you don't see any feet. Almost like it's coming from a hovering figure.
So Thor will look back towards the party, put up one finger, and just try to move silently, make space. Oh, well,
And even as you're trying to be as quiet as possible, you weren't so quiet just to even sneaking around to this side. And it would seem something. This ancient creature is aware of you.
Not good.
And it's wearing
Chains.
crimson robes that are just moth-eaten and deteriorating, filthy, and its face is just a skeletal visage. Like there's no flesh or muscle tissue attached to it at all. Just kind of like some sinewy strands of marrow and very little remnants of the flesh of this creature remains. As it starts to hover at the top of the staircase. It's got this old moldy tome that it is apparently what was producing that sound of the page turning. It closes the text and goes and sets it down on one of the tables, and you feel it is leering down or staring at you. And it says, "Don't make the sign. Are you not one of them followers of ancient Earth?"
Most definitely not.
"Then what business do you have here?"
I will be honest with you. We're here to stop them.
Stop them. So, you have some insight into what it is exactly that they are trying to do.
I'll be lying to you if I said yes, but what I know is enough. Lareth is back, and he needs to be put down.
You come with a noble quest to this place. You know of this Lareth. You speak his name with some degree of familiarity.
Well, we fought him 10 years ago.
Well, and you have come a long way to squash this cockroach. You will give no quarrel from me, but he is useful to me. He fears me. Do you fear me?
I should probably, shouldn't I?
And
But then you're talking to me.
it's like cold in here. Like it's colder than it was around the campfire the previous night. And you're seeing like your vapor as you're talking with him.
You seem very powerful.
I am interested in obtaining things that were lost long ago, ancient things. Just so happens that this Lareth that you seek, our paths have crossed, and we have worked out sort of a mutual arrangement. Digging around in the mines down below, I'm looking for something that I want, and he has given me assurances that if he finds it, it'll be mine, and so I allow him and his forces to be here.
You must surely know that Lareth thinks he's very smart. He probably has 3 angles on you. Or at least he thinks so.
He likely thinks that.
But then I must ask you, are you Suel?
You're very wise. Indeed, I am. Thousands of years have I roamed looking for these things I seek, things that belong to my people.
It so happens that I have Sewer blood in me.
Then we can talk with some degree of respect. Your friends outside. Call them in. Maybe we should get more acquainted with one another.
So Thor would look to his right at the party, and with gaze halfway between the happy and very concerned, will say, "Guys, there's someone here that I think we need to talk to."
You see Yang was just spinning the rope, getting ready to launch it, and just be like, befuddled at the fact of talking to someone here of all the conversations we've had so far. Shit. Wraps it up, walks in.
Kind of quietly, without really saying much, Lix will step in as well. And ask if maybe you mind maybe we step in a bit.
And he kind of floats backwards and gives a welcoming gesture as if to say that you are welcome in his lair here. And he'll address that Lareth came to this place some weeks ago, but the followers of the Sacred Stone that had come here prior to him, that they were kind of setting up camp, establishing themselves in preparation for, at that time, someone that they just referred to as the champion of elemental earth. And then it had seemed that they had gotten some directive from someone, a higher up, that had named Lareth their champion. And so when Lareth arrived at the monastery, their operation had already been set. They'd been excavating below this monastery for some time. And this Sul Lich, he refers to himself as Rennick Keltesh. And he says that he had occupied this monastery for probably a better part of the past century. Because he had been looking for object that had been associated with this this place's former occupant, a dwarf who was known to be a dragon slayer hundreds upon hundreds of years ago.
What object is that?
Well, it was something that an orb, a crystal orb with the power to absorb and control the souls of dragons. There are but 8 of them in existence, 8 that were created before the demise of my people. And I believe that the dwarf who built this place, name of Thormir Fireforge, that he possessed one such object. But it is lost, and I've been unable to find his final resting place or the object. So, these cultists, they supply laborers and workers who dig in the depths below this monastery, searching for this thing on my behalf. That is their tax.
On your behalf, and that they're here just for that. That's what they're here. Are they doing other things?
I believe they've already found what they are looking for. An ancient temple devoted to Theras Dune, the elder elemental eye. and I allow them to come and go through this monastery. This is their entrance and exit to their temple. I allow them safe passage as long as they continue searching for what I seek. But now you are here, heroes, and you wish to free these slaves.
Yeah, seems a bit like there's a kind of conflict in interest, huh? Do you have something else in mind?
Why don't you give me a persuasion check to see if you can get him to maybe consider alternatives.
Okay. 13. Maybe. Oh, we have one reroll.
Yeah, one reroll.
I don't know if I would be the one to waste it on this, but
You won't buy more if you don't use them.
who said that? Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Oh yeah, it was worth it. 21.
Okay. So you got the sense that maybe he was getting ready to just go directly to like, you guys
We
aren't
have it.
worth my time. Like, I'm gonna start disintegrating people. And then he says, well, they've been unable to find the thing that I seek, but as you say, you're looking for Lareth. I can feel it. I can feel the hate radiating off of you as he stares at Thorwald. You can't wait to be the one to put your sword through his heart. But he carries something, also an object of my people, something created long ago. A war pick, attuned to the elemental plane of Earth. I have no love for this Lareth. I have no love of this elder god that they worship, this dark lord. But I do wish to acquire such objects. You were to pledge to me that you would recover this object for me. I would release those prisoners that are down below and allow you safe passage through the monastery.
Lix is gonna look back at the rest of the group.
The demands seem reasonable. Thorwald says, highlighting the word reasonable.
You know, sure. If we could save those people, then sure. I'll pledge to help you get your thing. Your orb.
Rennick, if you hold your side of the bargain, I swear on my honor that we will do as well.
Willing to promise it under spell, or the power of the Gaius spell.
I would.
If you feel like that's necessary, sure. I already said I'd do it. What's the problem? What's the problem with saying I'll do it again?
So he will direct that he wants Thorwald and Lix to undergo that Agis spell, making that promise that you will fulfill when you acquire that object, the elemental weapon that Lareth has, that you will deliver it to him or suffer the consequences of the spell. And so if you you're submitting to that. he will take the two of you forward and undergo that ritual. It takes about a minute or so, and both of you are placed under that. So you're now bound to this promise.
Does the war peak have a name?
Iron Fang. Other
Towards look
questions?
around. Towards look around, just making sure that the others are not disgusted by this bargain.
All you see from Yang is just like, what is even happening? He's just like the one eyebrow raise of just like, I have no idea what's even going on. He's missing something that he just doesn't know.
Same thing from Rareth.
And what about this orb of yours, Rennick? You didn't make us promise about that one.
Well, without the labor to dig, I will be once again at my alone in trying to acquire it. But I believe with Iron Fang, perhaps I will have its powers over Earth to be able to dig and move magically through the terrain below. I will find it in time.
Let's even say if it's here.
This is true. I have no assurances that it is here. He kind of points to that stairway behind you, the one that leads down, and he says, that there leads to a tomb, one that I had hoped interned the dwarf, who I am to believe was the last possessor of the orb. Instead, it is a tomb to his friend, an elf. I cast spells to reach out to the beyond and speak with his friend, an elven knight named Luris. But he had died prior to Thormir's death, so he has no idea of where he is entombed. But I have to believe this was his fortress where he trained many dragon slayers, garrisoned many dwarves to defend the Lort Mills against dragonkind. It'll turn up. I have nothing but time.
Then we'll be on our way.
If you wish to find the captives, and he again gestures to that stairway that leads down, you will have no quarrel with my minions who lair down there. But the pens where the slaves are kept, those are not overseen by me. They're still overseen by the cult. I think you'll find a number of orcs and at least one ogre. There may still be some Duergar lingering about down there. Make haste. You'll be able to make quick work of them.
Sure. Well, till we meet again, huh?
He just nods and picks up that moldering tome again, and seems like he returns to whatever reading or research he was conducting before you stepped into his abode.
kind of stoic and stone face. Looks would just turn back, kind of pass the party and start headed down.
He's going to press himself up against the wall and wait for Thorwald to go by.
Thorwald will linger 3 seconds looking at the creature a little bit more, very thoughtful, and then we'll follow the party.
Wow, you're making me go on first. All of you are so brave. Whatever.
I'm going.
I'm
Give me a
going
second.
to attempt.
He's here. He's already walked.
I'm going to attempt to pick Thorwald's pocket.
All right. Sleight of hand at at advantage. All right, and I imagine a 20 is better than Thorwald's passive perception.
Oh yeah, by a lot.
And that's when Teasley starts giggling.
All right, you hear a giggle as you are moving down the stairs.
The hell?
What is that?
What is what?
Who's talking?
Nobody?
I cannot believe it. It cannot be you.
No, it's not. No one's here.
That's laughing.
No one's laughing at all. I don't hear anyone laughing.
I'm just gonna look towards Rareth and just shrug. I have no idea what's going on still. Am I missing something? Last time you
What
were
do I get
here.
out of your pocket?
It's very easy where he keeps the things of value, and you would have noticed it. There's a small leather pouch. Inside of it, you see 2 gold rings, a gold chain, and a zircon.
Okay. Well, I've got that. I might give it back. We'll see.
It's worth a lot.
Thorwald, why are you laughing?
Why am I laughing? Someone I haven't seen in a long, long while. By the way, I still don't see it.
There's no one to see.
Oh. A prankster, it
please-
seems. My favorite
Please
type
don't
of
tell
people.
me you're a lich as well.
Oh, aye. Yep, that's right. I'm a lich. What's a lich?
Well,
I believe there's an old adage of if someone says you're a god, you say yes.
That's right. You do.
Who are you?
Asking?
Thorwald, explain what's going on here.
which part? The lich part or the Teasley part?
All of it.
Who's a
All of
tea-
it?
What's a Teasley?
So, back in the day where we're, kind of adventuring around Hamlet, it was a lot of us. One of us, a very funny guy, was Teasley. And he liked to get invisible and then make prank on Humble and me. So,
Wait,
I
isn't
mean, I'm
Humble
not
that really big fella from Omelet that I saw like one day?
that same one.
Oh. Well, he seems like the bravest of all of you. He's
He
willing
most
to
definitely is.
pick on someone that big.
That's not true. I'm braver than humbled every day.
Okay, so I've heard of Teasley. I've heard the stories of the egg, single-handedly going to get the egg.
Oh, that
The
was a
oth-
good one.
Was
The
it to
other
make
part.
mayonnaise?
No, we made a griffin.
You made a griffin.
Right, out of an egg. That's sort of how they're made. I don't know if you know science.
I don't.
Right, well, griffins are made out of eggs.
You learn something new every day.
I'll drop invisibility. And standing before you is a halfling. Looks to be in maybe mid-30s at this point. Deep red and gold robes, not fancy, just gold colored, not like gold trim or anything. Look fairly worn, well traveled. And he's holding Thorwald's pouch and trying on the rings that are way too big for him.
Thor will try to give you a bear hug.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, you got to remember that you squeeze hard.
No, I'm not squeezing. I just want to feel you.
Well, I'm here.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Taisley. I know licks. I remember you.
Yeah, I remember you too. It's good to see you. Yeah, how long have you been here?
Oh, I've been here ages. I don't know. I just got here.
How long have you been following us?
Oh, about 7 minutes.
Oh,
I saw Thorwald trying to sneak in the back way and fighting some things, and I thought this'll be a good trick. So I followed.
So as
Was this-
all of this is happening, like all around you are like these zombies that are slack-jawed. They're just like staring at this scene like unfold, but none of them are like attacking or anything. Like it just seems like they're just like.
A while ago from
I've sa-
Vern saying to come help with stuff, and well, I took my time getting here, but on the way I saw you breaking in here, and well, here I am.
well, it's good to have you. Someone else very sneaky. She's gonna go up. She's gonna kind of go up to one of them, just kind of test. Just put her hand out. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it's just kind of motionless and seems docile. Around the room are a number of kind of, I guess, smaller sarcophagi, and then there's like one large burial vault here, which is molded into the shape of a top of the lid. The stonework is molded into the shape of an elven warrior, and kind of like a tapestry that is pretty worn at this point, kind of eaten away, that like hangs above on the wall, kind of behind the crypt. Looks like it has maybe like a house emblem.
Thorwald, you can have your pouch back. I just wanted to take it. After that, I don't want it anymore.
Are you sure you don't need it?
I don't need it, no. The rings don't even fit.
Well, you can sell them.
Well, I could, but what's the fun in that?
True.
That's all well and good. Tell me about what happened back up the stairs.
Well, I was waiting. I was hoping you'd forget that. So, I'm sure you've heard the story of the four weapons and the Sewell Empire and the Baklunish Empire and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah, I've seen I was there for the obelisk.
We were
yes.
there.
So this guy is probably an ancient Sewell wizard from the times of the Imperium. They had a tendency of wanting to prolong their lives beyond their mortal limitations. It so happens that I descend from one of the houses of pursuit. A little bit before the Empire of Sewell got destroyed in the reign of colorless fire, 3 noble houses from the Sewell to go hunt for the prince that betrayed his emperor. The barbarians of the frost, ice, and snow descend from the houses of pursuit. In other words, long story short, we're Sewell as well.
But is that the guy that caused the cataclysms?
Don't know. Hope not.
If Thorwald, you wanted to do a history check, you could.
that's a little cataclysm between friends, right?
You know, I'm gonna say with a 17, and given like that, you've probably been for maybe since you've learned this information, been digging into this. So, the wizard, um, that created the weapons. This is all kind of conjecture because no one really knows exactly what happened, but it is believed that there was a wizard by the name of Shodast, who had been creating such things, and it was believed that he created 4 weapons that were attuned to each of the elemental planes. And he was known as a researcher of he was studying a type of magic for how to transpose planes on top of each other to weaponize that. And so there is a lot of amongst researchers who dig into this kind of thing. It is sort of believed that he is the one, probably ultimately, that invented the magic and or the weapons that caused those 2 events to happen. Although ultimately it is there was the Reign of Colorless Fire was the result of all of the 12 noble houses at that time during the kind of the last dynasty of the Sul Empire. They came together and they agreed to use one of Shodast's weapons. So hard to pin it to one person precisely. It was kind of collectively the Sul Empire kind of did it to themselves collectively.
I mean, either way, it was going to be a fight. I figured if we had a chance to help these people out of here, how to make maybe some of our enemies our friends for a bit. So that's what I did.
Okay, so what's going to happen if we don't give that dude the weapon?
We'll cross the bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
You just have to give it to him. He doesn't have to maintain it. So, say if you give it to him, then someone else steals it. You've done your part.
Sure. Either way,
Posing
I mean-
yourself.
I don't know if it'd be me. There's lots of better thieves.
So we're doing this. We're good with this. We're doing it.
we're fine. I mean, already, as you see around us, looks like it might be a little easier to get these people out of here. I mean, that's the mission. That's what we're doing. We're putting our lives in harm's way anyway. I didn't see what the difference was.
Rarith, you're not bound
Let's do it.
by Rarith, you're not bound by any promise I made. You know that, right? And if it comes to it and you have to make a choice, then make your choice.
Well, you know where my loyalties lie.
Thorvald loves a
Find out.
kind gesture and self-sacrifice. They're his favorite things.
Shall we? Getting a bit
Let's.
hungry, getting grumpy. I would like to get back to the fire and get some tea.
Let's do it.
So it almost feels as if the zombies have kind of formed up and are kind of gesturing almost towards the door to the south. There's a store door there.
No.
What's the plan?
I think we go through that door.
True gentleman. Thank you. Run down.
All right. Opening up this door. On the other side, you're kind of out of what would have been like kind of considered constructed stone. This looks rough, like a rough, chiseled out tunnel. There are old timbers that have been kind of hewn, held up, and are built to sort of create a support, to keep the tunnels from collapsing in. It doesn't really look as, this isn't really like packed earth or anything. It looks pretty much like it was chiseled out of like solid slate stone, but it's just kind of a precautionary thing. You don't feel like you're in any danger of the tunnel collapsing or anything like that, but there's sort of a soft breeze that almost feels like it's passing through the tunnel that carries with it almost like this sickly sweet smell of kind of decay or like mold. Even like kind of looking at patches in the earth where moisture is kind of collected, there is patches where some fungus or mushrooms are kind of growing up and out of little holes in the sandstone. Off in the distance, you do hear kind of the echoing sound of iron on stone. Like you kind of picture pickaxes probably ringing at stone somewhere out of sight. It's just sort of echoing. Probably coming from more this direction. Off to the west. Straight ahead, you see a stone door right here. And it is dark. I don't know if any of you need, if any of you don't have dark vision, a light source might be needed.
Yeah, Thorwald will light up the sword.
Okay.
That will
Don't
do a
worry,
40 feet light.
Perfect.
And Teasley will also cast light on his dagger. It's not as bright as your sword.
All right. So what is the party thinking about?
Well, if you're looking for slaves that are doing diggings, that sounds like that's coming from the left there. Or right. The left from someone looking from in front of us.
Wasn't there something said about slave pens? Are we looking for slave pens?
Yes, the Lich had suggested that there were pens somewhere that the slaves were being held in, that those were under the control of the minions of the cult.
I'm gonna take a moment to go back, since I mean we already made this agreement, and try to kind of call out to this zombie up here. Okay, do you mind a minute? Gonna kind of gesture the zombie to come on down. Well, we're looking for the largest group at the moment. Which way would we be going?
Oh, was there another player reroll? I'll assume that happened, so I'll add another reroll. So thanks for keeping us honest here.
Talks about one after it was spent.
Cool. So this zombie here moves up to you, Lex, and points at this door.
Thank you. Straight ahead then,
And then
is
it closes the door.
oh.
And puts out the do not disturb sign.
Oh, privacy, please.
Thank you. Looks like
So
we're going
yeah,
straight.
looks like that door, right? Oh,
What do you say? Is it open there, Thorwald?
I will try to listen first.
Sure, give me a perception check. It's quiet on the other side there.
And then I'll try to open it.
It opens. And with the red flame of your sword out, You can see in this room there is some kind of a it looks like a water well, or at least a basin of some kind. Like there's a stone reservoir there. Then there are 4 beds among the room. 3 of them are occupied, and you can see these bearded dwarves in bed, boots resting at the bottoms of at the foot of each of the beds. They're snoring quite loudly, but your perception check was fairly lousy, so.
So Thor will make the sound of silence and will scoot over, allow passage in from the rest of the party.
All right, stealthily, Lixa's going forward.
I will follow.
Okay.
Quiet.
Why don't you all give me a stealth check as you're moving?
Sure.
War.
Okay, no problem. You're moving through the tiptoeing kind of through the room, not wanting to wake these dwarves. Like I said, their boots are at the base of the beds. They also have large war hammers and javelins that are like and shields sitting nearby. Other doors out. There's 2 other doors that you can see visible that exit the.
Thorwald will signal towards the weapons and kind of signal that perhaps it's
Yep. Okay.
Yang was signaling to himself of just with the fist ready as they're, sleeping.
I'm going to look for things to steal.
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
13.
You do see off the belt of this one. So he's wearing his belt. It kind of more or less seems like he's just kind of like exhausted, passed out. He's not even like under the covers, but his belt has a key ring hanging off of it.
Ooh, I want it.
I'm going to try to take it.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check.
I'm not proficient in that.
We have wee walls.
Do you have a reroll?
I'll try a reroll.
Much
Okay.
better.
Way better.
You kind of jingle it and like you get like the kind of little snore that maybe signals he's about to wake up, and you ease up. You wait for him to kind of settle back
Sing a
in.
little lullaby.
Yeah, and then you manage to loop it through off the belt and into your pocket.
I'm going to hold it up and wave it and like silently wave it back at everybody and grin.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
look towards Thorwald and just be like,
Thorwald is basically signaling to go next to each one and then ready to subdue them.
Lex is going to kind of move over to this one and look at the weapons and stuff. Maybe they don't have it in their hand, right? Like it's not like they're.
No, it's like resting either underneath the bed or in some cases maybe at the foot of the bed. Like this doesn't really feel like a guard post. Like this is a place where they come and they sleep. Like nobody They're not set up as if they are expecting to be ambushed.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and ready an arrow just in case something goes awry.
So Thorwald, you're over by 1. Lex, you're over by 1. You got what, like a weapon or something brandished?
Lex has a rapier, but she's kind of putting her foot like underneath the bed, looking to kick away the weapon and such.
Okay. Let's see. So are you readying yourself to, basically, kill this guy in his sleep?
No, I'm ready to subdue him and tie him up.
Oh, tie him up. I got it.
Yeah, I think that's probably what the plan is. Maybe, I think, I think maybe Lex might like look for a moment and kind of put out a hand, like signaling to stop, and maybe just kind of, could she attempt just to kind of bring the weapons? Like she has that mage hand that is able to is invisible. Would she be able to try to pull or like move that out, or just quietly like try to get those weapons away from these guys?
Oh yeah,
first?
easy.
Are they all right?
You just move them and putting them in the corner of the room or
Well,
something.
Corner.
As you
Yeah,
start,
so-
as you start moving them, Teasley starts waving and pointing in the well.
Yeah, and sorry,
And
it actually
grin-
is
and
a
grinning.
proper well. It's actually got like kind of like the winch bucket on a rope mechanism above it.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Go ahead.
So
Yeah.
you
Right,
appease
yeah.
Teasley and put
Room?
the weapons in the water or in the well,
Mhm.
and you can do that pretty gingerly or whatever, so it doesn't
Mhm.
make a big splash or whatever.
Your
Sure,
room?
no problem. You do that for all of the weapons.
All right.
Teasley's holding that giggle in as hard as he can.
3, 2, 1, jump.
Is there somebody that's taking care of your third one over here?
I'm there.
Okay, so Yang, you're dealing with the third one. All right.
Yes.
I guess give me strength athletics checks. Or if in Yang's case, if you're using the magical whatever, it would. I wasn't super clear what you were doing.
Okay, so now we'll talk about it now. Are we knocking them out and then wrapping them up, or what we doing?
Well, you can
You're
decide.
doing however you interpreted
Yeah,
that.
Thorwald is just
Because I was thinking beat the shit out of him in his bed so he doesn't wake up but still alive, and then wrap him up with rope.
that would do. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay, so Yang, you're beating the shit out of your guy and then wrapping him up. Okay.
No sense to do it while he's awake.
Sounds good. I think this is going to be a funny scene of everyone
may as
was
well take
just
that off.
non-verbally like gesturing to each other how this was going to go, and everyone like interpreted it a little different. So let's start with Thorwald. You're essentially like wrapping this guy up, right? Like if
Yes.
he's so it'll be you'll do a strength athletics. He's going to do one at disadvantage because he'll wake up, but he'll be disoriented or whatever. Okay, no problem. You wrap him up. Lix, what are you up to?
I would like to try to use my whip to allow me to attempt to like put him like in a sleeper hold, kind of from behind the back, and knock him unconscious that way. Would that be possible?
Sure. Let's say it's strength athletics at advantage. You using like a tool to help augment that.
Okay.
Okay. You manage to wrap him up, and then Yang, you're just gonna like wail on this dude.
No.
So
See what,
far, so good.
see what everyone's doing. I'm just gonna use the magic rope, then beat the shit out of him, get my rope back,
Okay,
and then
sounds good. He'll automatically
I-
fail the deck save, so you wrap him up, and then you can just
Uh,
narrate it,
I'm
describe
I'm
it.
just gonna put the pillow over his head so he doesn't scream, and the start just wailing on him.
Okay.
Jeez.
That's brutal.
He's out. His big face is all like red and welted, and like
Uh-huh.
he's out cold.
That's like an orange in a suck.
What is that supposed to mean? And he's just gonna take the pillow off, get his rope back, put a different rope on.
Sounds good. So you got them all wrapped up. One unconscious, two unconscious, and the one that Thorwald that you have is still awake.
Is that goggled?
You
I
gag him.
put somebody.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's doing the kind of thing, but it's muffled and unlikely that it would be heard beyond the confines of this room.
Are you going to question him?
Sure.
Well, that worked well.
That's a good idea, actually, Rareth. You want to question him yourself?
You've got him. You can do it.
Okay. So I will take the gag out and say, in common, where are the slaves?
He's like cursing at you in Dwarvish.
Hey, calm down, will you?
Oh, that sounds angry.
And then he'll pull out the crossbow, unless you want him to have one.
Ah!
And I say in Dwarvish for the sake of
All
explaining
right.
it.
All right, I'll talk. You want the captives? They're just to the south there, under the watch of the ogres and the orhogs.
And where is the Drider?
You're talking about the so-called beautiful one
Yeah,
He's-
that one.
down in the temple below.
How do we get there?
There's a staircase that leads down. It's adjacent to where they keep the Umberhulk.
And where is the Hammer Hulk?
Yeah. He's above the main worship area above. And he'll describe to you, where you fought the Umberhulk in the previous session.
Was it the same one or a different one?
Well, the one we got, we had imbued its claws with iron spikes, blades. If you're who I think you already killed him.
Yeah, don't worry, we're not here to kill you. We just want to get Lareth, and we'll be out of
We
your
did
way.
not kill Uncle Hulk.
Well, good.
Yeah,
Good
we did.
riddance.
We did.
Shouldn't have been Lareth in the first place. It would have been one of us, the Durgar, to be named the champion. How dare they name an elf to wield a dwarvish weapon?
But don't you worry, we'll be in and out before you can think about it.
Before you will wake up, is what we're saying.
What?
What? And
And that's what one of
There
you
we go.
bonks him.
yeah.
All right, so he's out cold. So he gave you kind of general directions. You do remember, I'm sure that you, on the road, had talked with Donovan a bit about what was down there, even if you guys hadn't, Rareth or Thorwald, gone down there. But Donovan would recall that there was a doorway inside the Umber Hulk's cage. So there was an outlet over in that direction where maybe your staircase would be.
Well, he couldn't really see much when he was down there, could he?
Enough, because there would have been light. That would have been kind of. It was dark. It was hard, maybe from a fighting standpoint, but he would have seen that door.
Cool.
Lux is gonna look back at Thorwald real quick and say, just to be clear, before we're going after this beautiful fella, we're getting the people out first.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, let's get going.
All this tension, I could cut it with a knife.
That's not that. This I'm not just making it clear. I'm not trying to be tense. It's just how I talk. Sorry if you're thinking it. Either way, let's go.
All right, so opening up this door.
Yeah.
And almost immediately, you start to hear very close proximity, like yelling and screaming, like abusive, like "You maggots, work faster, work harder, cut through this stone. Come on, we don't have all day. You don't eat if you don't work." And it's all coming from just around the corner here. Just these really guttural sounds, and there's like one really deep kind of voice that is barely stringing together coherent sentences. It's just more or less just yelling. You can hear, the sounds of pickaxes against the rock. And hey, thank you for the follow, Griffin Rampart. We appreciate that. Huzzah! Thanks for the follow. Yay!
Huzzah!
Well,
We
we're
really
about
do
to-
appreciate it. Even though-
Well, we're about to do this. I'd say, in our best bet, let's try and take as many out as unseen as quickly as possible before the true fight begins.
I'm not very good at doing that, but I'll try.
I was thinking the same thing, kid. Maybe if we're able to pick off one at a time, bring them around here, we might have a better opportunity. But it will have to act quick in unison. Maybe get our hand signals straight.
I mean, I do have this rope. I could wrap someone up and just drag him back to big guy back here, gesturing to Thorwald with his mighty sword. I mean,
I've got a real good magic trap.
Go on.
Well, I can cast a spell that makes them, when they come in, they get beat up and slowed down.
Might need to put a barrier up. Good thinking.
I was just
Maybe
thinking of running in, kill them.
sure you
but
were. Sure you were. It's okay. Let's take it
I was counting
slow.
on you to do that.
Let's take it slow. If I can, I'm going to, if you don't mind, she will go up and take a quick peek around the corner as stealthily, quietly as she can.
Sure.
Try to.
Give me a stealth check.
Sure.
Okay, no
19.
problem. You go and you peek around the corner there. And you can see there is a big, ugly ogre there. And he's got a club in hand. And then you see one very large orc with tusks jutting up out of his lower jaw, bluish skin, larger than the normal variety of orc. This is a creature that you know to be an orog.
Orog. Okay. I would move back and quickly talk to the group. One ogre. I don't know if we're going to be dragging anything over here. One ogre, one orog. I'm sure there's more.
And yes, you would probably suspect there are more because you can hear further sounds further around the corner.
Maybe the best trap would be set. We have the element of surprise at least. What are y'all thinking?
Well, my trap it extends 15 feet away from me, but it'll slow anyone down.
If we're able to somehow get on the other side, Alex, what did I see? Or would I need another stealth check to check that other
I mean,
side
down
out?
here,
Yeah.
you would see probably your slave pen. You could see that there is iron bars with a gate here.
Mhm.
And you probably see, I don't know, your dark vision is what, 60 feet? So yeah, you see there is a human woman just kind of laying on the stone floor, like no bed pallet or anything, just sleeping on the floor.
Okay. Let's go back and say what do you think the best? Where are we gonna set up this fight? We're gonna have to fight. Where are we gonna do this?
I rush in, swing my sword, and you guys follow.
Well, if you want, I can wrap
No.
up the yoga right.
I think pulling them back is a good idea. We could bottleneck them right in this hallway.
That's what I
We've
was
done that
thinking.
before.
Well, if you like,
That ogre's big. He's gonna fill the whole thing. Then the others can't get to us.
it'd be really unfortunate if he was unable to move.
Well,
I think that'd be fortunate. For us, I
But-
mean.
That's it's what I meant.
Oh,
we
I
need-
get you. That's right.
I think we need to maybe have them not suspect that there's more of us. We need someone willing to go out there and bait him in. Someone that maybe he think he could overpower. Someone that could tease him a bit. Anyone?
I've got an idea.
Do that?
I can disguise myself. I'll just disguise myself as one of them, go out there and tell the ogre that we need him back here, that somebody's trying to get in.
Sure.
Bring him
Well,
straight over
that's
here.
clever.
Sure.
Might I suggest one of the Durgar we just knocked out?
I don't think they can help us. They're sleeping.
Yes, that's very true. I'm more referring to him being one of them instead,
That's a great
because
idea.
they might know
Oh,
they might not know the Durgar, but they might know their people among them.
It's a great idea. What do you think?
Well, then we'll ready here in ambush.
One last thing, and what do you think that door goes to?
And the one right next to us.
She'd be pointing up there. Be good to know if maybe so we don't get surrounded.
I'll listen first.
Don't hear anything on the other side of that door.
I do a little peeky peek.
You open it up, take a peek. It's a staircase that leads up.
Well, it's another way up. Close.
That's probably for the temple.
There's no temple down.
Yeah,
The monastery.
this staircase likely goes up to the monastery.
Oh, okay.
I will, with my thieves' tools, lock the door. If it can be locked from this way. Or if
yeah.
not, I can just click.
Sure, it can be locked. So you do that.
No unwanted visitors.
Clever.
And Rarith, you're casting Disguise Self, and what are you choosing as your form?
I'm changing into one of these Durgars.
Sounds good. So, spell takes hold, and your equipment, everything, it kind of molds itself into one of these stocky Durgar. Your comrades
I
kind
look,
of
guys?
inspect you and compare you to the other, and it looks like near identical twin.
All right.
Don't
Before
get
you
yourself
go,
hurt.
yes, give us a few words.
Oi, what do you mean a few words?
Try going more.
Every good lie starts with oi.
All right, I'll help you a little bit with the dwarvish accent. You gotta go a little deeper. Oh yeah, hey, how's it going?
What's that oi?
Yeah,
That's important.
Oh. it's very important. Yeah.
Oi.
What do you want me to say?
That was good. That
There
was
you
good.
go.
So you think this will work?
We'll find out.
It needs to work
It's-
very well.
Hey Teasley, have you ever heard lessons in trying to be personable? Meredith's been teaching me wonderful lessons. You're doing a very shitty job at it.
Oh, thank you.
Lex is gonna go ahead and just put up the bed, kind of almost like a barricade. Not a barricade, but turn it up and hide behind it.
Oh,
Okay.
Are we
Put
fighting
the heavy
in the
crossbow
room?
out.
We'll say you have half cover while you're behind
In the
that.
room?
Well, just in case.
All right, so Rarith, you're heading out with disguise on.
I'm
Oh,
gonna go ahead
Say a lot
and
of
cast.
prayers too.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Spirit Guardians because it lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
And put that around Teasley.
Sounds good. Other actions from those of you in the room?
Going
Just
to
hiding.
Drop the rope of entanglement and just start swinging, just waiting.
Sounds good. All right, so Rarith, you are now in the form of the Durgar, making your way out the room, and you turn the corner. And oh, hey, Doe Legion just redeemed by everyone a reroll, so you guys are well stocked with 5 rerolls.
Awesome.
Rolling.
Thank you. Good timing.
Thanks, Chuck.
And you can see the ogre there. Do you draw attention to yourself?
Oh yeah, I'm walking right up to him.
All right, the ogre just turns to you and says, "Oh, your nap all done, huh? Decided to get some work done?"
No, come on. There's someone trying to break in.
Why don't you start carrying your weight around here and deal with it yourself? I'm busy.
There's more than we can handle. Come on.
More than you can handle. Oh. Give me a deception check at advantage. So the ogre just says, "Go on, handle it. There's 3 of yous, isn't there? Go get your brothers upstairs and deal with it."
Not anymore. There's only me now. The other 2 are dead.
Okay. So the ogre, he's following. He's like, "Go on then." And he starts to lumber in this direction, following you. And as soon as he's right here, see, Yang, you've got what weapon did you have out?
A rope of entanglement.
Okay.
I'll wait for him to get a little closer to the door, if possible.
So I'm gonna play it. The deception check was with the advantage was not great. So he was approaching sort of with a little bit of suspicion already in the back of his head, but he was going to follow and check it out. And so I think right here is when he says, "Oh, we got problems, boys," and right here is where we'll roll the initiative. So 1 second. I don't need the Duergar in there.
Yep.
Just one second. I'll get everybody in here. All right, I think I got you all on there, so you should be good to roll.
Wow, that's a lot of dice.
All right, Lix, you are up first.
The
you-
jig up pretty much.
You hear him. You hear the ogre bellow out for reinforcements.
Lex is going to step out and shoot.
So we have swirling around us little images of a halfling in a floppy hat that's like leaping over everything, because those are the Brandabaris angels of the spirit guardians.
Okay. I was wondering what we're gonna see.
Yep. Jovial little, tiny little halfling images.
She's gonna try her best to shoot through that visage as they're running around on that outskirts. Close one of her eyes. And... No, I'm just saying, as they get in the way and they're dancing around, she's gonna try to avoid, even though she's gonna try to avoid hitting one.
All right,
And she's gonna go ahead and.
You had started this off with a stealth check, so you could have advantage on your attack roll.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, here we go.
And you got it.
3. Five plus 3. Oh, there we go. Oh.
All right, so a total of 15 points of damage to start us off here.
And Lex will move back.
All right. So this one will charge in. So is it?
So when it hits that, it's difficult terrain, and has to make a saving throw.
Right, was saving throw.
DC 15.
All right, he fails.
All right, so he takes 13 points of radiant damage as he enters it, and
I guess technically
success or failure, it's difficult terrain.
13 points. All right, so he's gonna get to right here, and got Great Axe out. He'll take those 2 swings at Teasley. Seeing the thing that is swarming him and attacking him looks very similar to that guy right in the doorway there. So take that swing.
Not so clever.
13.
That one will miss.
And a 14.
That will miss too.
That is him. Dearth is this other guy. 5. There. Thorwald, it is your turn.
Okay. So Thor will step here, interposing himself between Teasley and this creature, and then he will attack him. 9 will miss, and do it again.
Ooh.
Oh,
Big hit. Crit
Yep.
day for Thorwald.
That's good.
it is. This and then this. And you know what? I'll add a smite to it.
Yes.
So I will put a first level smite. So that will add 2d8s. So he takes a total of 36 points of damage.
Just remind you, Smite also crits too.
Oh, that's true. Thank you for reminding me. 1, 2, roll again. So the total is, well,
40?
40 points of damage.
And what does 40 points of damage look like in death?
It just passes the word through his stomach, comes out from the back, and he just goes down.
Drops.
Oh, I thought the Durgar had a bad day.
And I'll continue. I'll put myself here to block the way. Done.
Ooh. Drool just can't. He can't. He has to. He's gonna charge forward. Wisdom save.
You need me to relink it, or you got it?
18.
Oh, he makes it. So he'll take half damage.
All right.
So he takes 6. It's still difficult terrain for him, but doesn't really matter.
He'll swing with his great club. Let's see what happens. Oh
Oh
no.
yeah.
Bad
Beetle.
day for Drool.
Do not add
Mhm.
your damage bonus to your next attack. He's probably not going to have a next attack, but Rareth, it is your turn.
Yeah, so bonus action, I've still got my hunter's mark. I'm moving it over to Mr. Drool here.
That'll hit.
And I'm just going to point my finger at him. And he is now my favored foe. So that's going to be the 10 points of damage.
All right, he wobbles a bit as the arrow strikes in him, but to his
Looks like
chest.
that has your hunter's mark on it.
4 points
extra points
of,
for the-
or 6, 4 points of hunter's mark damage.
All right.
And second attack. For some reason, I just lost connection to Foundry. But that was a natural 20.
Okay. So we got
28 to hit, and give you some crit damage here. There we go. I'm reconnected now. So that's 13 points on the damage from the bow. Get you some damage from the favored foe. And I will re-roll that. That's piercing damage, I think. Yeah. Re-roll that 1.
That should be a
And
crit
it's
too, so it'd be
still
2
a
dice.
1.
On a
Yeah,
crit, you
correct.
you get
double any
another.
dice
You get
roll.
another D4 and double your hunter's mark dice and.
Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll both of those D4s, which were 1s. That's 6 points. We need 2d6 for the hunter's mark. That's bludgeoning damage, so I can't re-roll any of that.
That was hunter's mark, right?
Yeah, hunter's mark I think does bludgeoning.
It should
doesn't it?
be. I think it just does your damage of your weapon type.
So that's also piercing.
Let's say yes, for the purposes of all your mechanics.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna re-roll both of those, the 1 and the 2. Oh yeah, that looks a whole lot better.
All right. Well, with all of the rerolls and such, you get the math down just right that this guy goes down. That arrow just is like kind of digging into his skull as it sank. Just eventually got to some of his brain tissue. Drops down. What little he had of it. All right. Anything else for Rarith?
I believe that's about all I can do for this turn.
All right. Teasley, it is your go.
All right, I will jump right here behind Thorwald, and I can't see anybody, so I will ready a firebolt for the first target I see.
All right, Yang.
Similar circumstance, except it's a rope.
All right.
Oh, and that I don't know if I can do it, but that aura should travel with me because it's supposed to be on me.
Yeah. Do you not have ownership of it?
I don't know.
I can move it for you too.
I've never really messed with one of these. I'm trying to click on it, but I can't.
It
seem to do
should
anything.
be if you hit like the little measure, like the right angle measure tool. Do you see like a
Okay,
little
yeah.
burst thing?
Yeah. Okay.
Can you
I got
click
it.
and
Yeah,
drag
great.
it? Okay, you can.
Got it.
Okay. Wasn't sure if it may force the DM to own it or not.
Nope. I can do it.
Lix. We're back to the top of the order. Lix, it's your turn.
All right, Lix is going to move 1. Can't really see much, right? We'll bonus action stealth, and then I'll move up a bit further. And as soon as I see anyone turn that corner, I'll ready a bow. So let me do my stealth check. Oh, 17.
Okay. I would say Thorwald from around the corner here. You can kind of hear footsteps withdrawing, like getting fainter further away from you. It's your turn.
Then I'll run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30. Do I get a sense where they're going?
Further away, probably around the corner here.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh,
And you can see that there are two
25, 30.
Orogs there kind of in conversation. Like, they got great axes out. They're facing you. But, like, it's kind of like they had... One of them had drawn back, and they're in consultation. Like, they're trying to figure out what do we... So
Yeah.
then you come around the...
Yeah, and I dashed, so I cannot do anything else.
Okay. And this one has a readied action, so he's going to try to take a swing at you as you draw in close. 22.
Hit.
11 points.
Mm-hmm.
Rarith.
Guess I'm gonna move. And I guess that's going to be about all I can do right there.
All right. Teasley.
All right, I'm going to run after Thorwald. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then dash. 15, 20, 25. And then I need... Can you move that? I can't see the aura
Sure.
anymore. Can you move it on to me? So anybody who starts their turn in it also is affected. But that is literally as far as I can get with a dash. So that's what I got. And Thorwald, you just got hit, but you're not... You don't look like you really need healing, right?
No, I'm just bruised.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, that's all I got.
Yang.
Well, I guess they're going. 5, 10. Oh, there's a wad there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Do I bonus action dash? No, I'll just use action dash. Why not? Boop, boop. Oh, that's interesting. That's it.
All right. Orag right here is in the Spirit Guardians. Fails.
So that one takes 10 radiant damage
All right.
because the little things are just pounding on him.
He is going to take 2 strikes with the Great Axe at Thorwald. Ooh, a miss and a miss. And he's going to start booking it. So Thorwald, if you want, attack of opportunity.
Will oblige.
And the first space, at least, is difficult terrain.
12 will miss.
12 will miss.
We have rerolls.
Licks.
Lix will move forward 30, dash, bonus action 20. Sees pens down there.
And you can hear like the sound of like pickaxes against rock has ceased. There are all these. There's like a dwarf here, an elf, a couple of humans. They've all stopped digging and are just like in
Okay.
awe of like they're
Yeah.
they're watching the fight at this.
Okay. I get here. I'm gonna just look over to them and say, "Stay calm. We're getting you out of here." And I'm gonna release a arrow at this fella right there.
Sounds good.
Would I still have that stealth up from the last, or at this point probably not?
Did you re-stealth after you had attacked?
I had stealthed up when waiting as readying my action for the last turn. But I had moved from there, so probably not, huh?
I don't remember. Like if you've used one and you haven't acted since stealth, so you have it.
Okay, sounds good. Then I'll go ahead and use it as an advantage. Go. 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. This plus. Oh, 24 points total.
4 total. Okay. All right. Sounds good. It is then that Orog's turn.
As I'm seeing this template, he's out of my range.
Yeah. Yep. And he just dashes. Thorwald. He's calling out. He's getting loud. He's calling out for help.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to here. And that I will attack the guy in front of me.
That one will miss.
The one will miss. Let's do it again. You know what? I'm gonna reroll it because gotta hit at least once.
There you go.
That one hits.
For 21 points of damage.
Oof. He's still up, but not looking too great.
And that's all my actions.
All right, Rareth.
Well, let's see. I still can't see anything, so guess I will use an action to dash and get up here with everybody else.
All right, Teasley.
I'm going to run after Thorwald. 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll go to here and move. I should. Oh, thank you. That helps. I can't quite. Well, I could have moved to this one and then I'd get him in range, so I'll do that. And then I will. So he's at least going to start his turn in it, and then I'll throw a firebolt at him.
Sounds good. That will hit. And...
5 fire damage.
Okay, he's still up. And we'll pass it over to Yang.
Yang is going to move up. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Monk speed. Woo! and I'm gonna just wrap the rope around his neck and just smash him against the wall with it. Martial arts. Whoop. Attack number 1. 16?
Miss.
Oh, I have another one. Bam.
Hit.
Endpoints.
He goes down. So it happens just the way you described. Right up against the wall. Bam.
I look at Thorwell and say, where'd the other one go?
He ran.
Ah, shit.
I rolled some dice.
Dice were rolled, and then it's Lix's turn.
Alex is gonna move here. Do these prisoners have chain? Are they chained up, or are they?
They are chained to each other. But they aren't chained to the wall or anything.
All right. In that case, I'll just call out. Move this way, up north. Stay in that room. We'll get you out. I'll just call out to that group, and hopefully whoever else is around in this area might hear me, and Lex will move up then.
You're directing them to go to the Durgar room to hang out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. They nod as they acknowledge your directive. They've seen that you've come to liberate them, so they're going to follow those directions best they can.
Cool. 5. That was 5. Whoop. Nothing down there, huh? Maybe instead of going there, I'll go there. Well, now I'm here. I see these people. But they have heard me too, or what I need to.
Yep.
All right, cool.
It all seems like they're kind of, they have to kind of coordinate to be able to run because they're on a short chain, so they kind of have
Sounds
to
good.
move in tandem. But
in that case, I will bonus action hide and ready an attack if something comes down this hallway.
sounds good.
And that's the end of my turn. $14 stealth.
Thorwald.
I think I saw him run this way, right?
Yes.
5, 10, 15. I don't see anything. I look back at Yang and say, I'll go this way, you go straight. See if we can get him. 20, 25, 30. And then he'll continue. 5, 10, 15. Ooh, over here.
And you can see there's an Orog there that is with one of a Durgar, and they're having a conversation.
I think he found them.
Yeah, I can only get to him, but that's gonna be like dash.
And this guy throws a javelin at you as you come around the corner.
That was just like an innocent, like, hey, over here, guys.
You. Gotcha! Found him!
This way, guys!
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
Here I go killing again, yeah. Perfect. Rarith, it is your turn.
As these people are coming by me, I'm going to tell them to go get the people that are asleep at the end of the hall there.
All right.
And then I'm going to move up here. And that's it.
All right. Here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Thorwald, there's more.
Bonus action, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, it doesn't quite get there.
That's fine. I have my ready to action. Was
Yep,
I able to?
You could do
attack
that
him?
if you can see him. Yeah.
I had a 14. Was that enough for advantage?
Yes.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let that arrow go. Coming up behind you. Attack. Oh, all right. A 15 to hit.
That one will miss.
Okay.
This Orog is going to hurl a javelin at Teasley.
That's unkind.
24 to hit
That'll hit.
and 10 points.
Okay.
You see, Yang was so excited. He was like, "Yes, come on!" Oh,
And then I'll need to make a concentration check. That's not right. On the Spirit Guardians. Once I figure out how to get my hit points right. I did it. I'm so smart.
You made
And
it.
they stay up.
Teasley, it's your turn.
Then I will step to here and bring that with me so I can pop him in it. And then I will throw a firebolt at him. Did
That
he get
will hit.
20? For 8 points of fire damage. With my bonus action, I will put Sanctuary on myself.
All right. Next up is this Durgar over here. And he goes invisible.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I love that trick.
Yang, it's your turn.
I mean, wouldn't it be really unfortunate if he would be unable to move in his current position? I'm gonna rope him.
Dex save.
Yep.
You got him.
Nice.
And he's just gonna hold him there and stay this far away.
All right. He is restrained. Orog over here. Bonus action. 30. He will throw a javelin at Teasley.
Oh,
For 8 points of damage.
I believe he had the sanctuary up.
He
Oh,
did.
yes. So he needs to make
I'm
what?
sorry,
It's a
I'm
wisdom
putting
save.
Leela to bed. I was muted, so he had to make a wisdom save first.
And an 11 will miss.
He can pick a different target.
Okay. So that'll go towards 21 to hit Yang. 8 points of piercing damage.
You see, he's like, "Yes, yes, throw it at me," and then he's just gonna catch it with deflected
Oh.
missiles. I think I gotta make sure he
Is
can
it a
actually
D10
catch
that
it.
you have to roll?
I have to roll a 2. That's all I need.
Got it.
nice.
But you could use a
Man.
key point and throw it back at him.
It sure would be really unfortunate if I just. I'm not gonna do that because that'd be. Why not?
Just
I'm
let
use key
this
points.
happen.
Just
Yeah.
let this happen. Sorry, buddy. Throwing it right back at him.
All right.
Actually, could I throw it? Actually, I want to read the description first. Can I throw it like I have restrained? Let's read it. If you reduce the damage to 0,
Just
you can
says
spend
make
one.
a ranged attack. So, yeah.
Buddy, I think you missed. I'm throwing it right at his friend.
Sounds good.
I'm just gonna roll an arm strike and just make it a 1d4 instead of a 1d8. Because I don't think I add that's damage. My bad. Because I don't think I add the weapon itself. I think it's just that's advantage. That's
Mhm.
I should probably roll that.
It just slams against the guy's armor, even though he's restrained. It was an easy shot, but his armor protects him.
I see why I don't ever throw it back. That's it.
Licks. We're at the top of the round.
Lex is going to peek around and shoot at this fella here with advantage. Here we go. Stop struggling. It'll be over soon enough.
Yep.
26 to hit. Damage. 4 plus. Or 8 plus. Dish many. So 19 total. This one here.
All right, that's the restrained one.
Yes. And well, yeah, I'll do it anyway. Might as well. I'll have I'm gonna say Owl, and I'll send my familiar out to give a help action. Rarith. I'm assuming he's gonna go after the one that has advantage, but either way, they'll be there anyway. So it's out there, flying by, trying to peck at it.
You want to give him the help action on the other one just in case he wants to take the other shot?
That sounds good. We'll do that. Yeah, might as well.
All right. Is this other Orog's turn over by Thorwald? So he's going to step up and he's going to take a couple swings at you, which is back to his great axe. 20 to hit.
Magical number.
That's the number. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a
Not so
number.
good. 5 points. Second attack is not going to hit.
No.
Thorwald.
Because he's right there, so I'm gonna attack him recklessly. Because I want to hit.
You got it. That hits.
So we'll take this, and I'm gonna smite him. That's for good measure. And so at this, so it's a total of 23 hit points, and then attack him again.
Drop him with the first
Oh.
attack.
Oh no! What's wrong?
I thought it was.
You may want to
harder.
just make sure, like you could attack again.
Hit them while they're down, Thorwald.
5, 10,
It's what they would do to you.
20, 25, 30. I'll scream, I'm coming, I'm coming. One went invisible.
So when you step away, you get attacked.
It makes sense. Oh, it hits.
And 9 points of damage from the Durgar right here. So that happens before you move your full movement. So if you wanted to go back and use your extra attack on him, you could.
I will do that. So, here you are. I was looking for you, bud. And good for you that I'm attacking recklessly.
That hits.
16? Okay. 13 points of damage.
13. All right.
And that's it.
Sounds good. Rarith, it is your turn. So either way you cut it, you're gonna have advantage on either of these guys that you.
Well, since he did the help action, I will just go ahead and bonus action Hunter's Mark him. And let's roll for advantage.
That'll hit.
So that's 5 points of damage. Some Hunter's Mark damage.
Total of 10.
Second attack. Still advantage on the second attack?
It's just the first one with that. But that'll hit.
I'm gonna re-roll that damage die.
Mm.
Eight
So that
points
makes
on
it
that.
8 points, and then let's give him a little Hunter's Mark damage here. Only 1 on that one.
All right. All right. Next up is the Orog that is restrained. So gotta do a Wisdom
Yes.
saving throw.
He-
What's that?
If he wants to break out, I was gonna let you know what he needed. to
Oh,
be-
first we'll see if he.
That's just
Breaks
what
up.
he needed to not take damage. Or to not take full damage. He takes half. So he takes 4.
And he is restrained. He is going to try to break out of that. He can do a strength athletics to get out.
He can strength or dexterity check, or he can attack the rope.
He'll make the check. 20.
That will break out.
It's to here. Moves to here. He stays put. He kind of puts himself. He's like running past you, Thorwald, but then he turns and he's kind of defensive, like he's readying to like kind of parry or block any swings that you take at him.
I
And
will also mention, if it comes up, it does take an action to do so to break out.
yeah, he's got all sorts of
Yep, I'm saying
movement stuff, so he
full
can
future
still
reference.
get there. Teasley, it is your turn.
All right. I will move up and bring my aura with me to get this guy in it. Any of you guys, any of the 3 I can see, Yang, Rarith, and Lix, any of you hurt?
I was hurt from the gargoyle, but that's about it.
I'm full.
I just have 2 points damage. I'm good.
Yang, are you very hurt? Because I don't know what damage you took from the gargoyles.
About a fourth.
You look like, yeah, you look like you would benefit from it. I will throw a healing word on you. And heal you for 5.
Nice.
And that's it for me.
Did you want to do like a firebolt or anything?
No, because it'll drop my sanctuary.
Oh, I see. Durgar up here is gonna take a swing at you.
He's got advantage.
His advantage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
23 to hit.
Yep.
13 points of damage.
That's good.
Yang.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Deck save.
You got him.
Nice.
You want me to go ahead, or you want me just to stay put here?
Oh, you do what you do.
Go on.
I don't know.
Go
You
on.
seem like professionals. 5, 10,
Go on.
15, 20, 25, 30. He can have one opportunity attack if he so wishes.
Yeah, he'll attempt it. Disadvantage. Oops. And miss.
Misses. 40. And that's as far as I can go with the rope in hand. Hey, it's all my movement, so good. That's it.
All right. Orog there makes a wisdom saving throw. Takes half. Ooh, nice.
Takes 10.
He's gonna try to break out. 21 breaks out.
Yep.
Ooh. He'll move past you.
Gonna backfist him as he's moving by. Let's
And
see.
the first move was half speed.
Unarmed fighting. Wah.
Okay. You still have a reaction, Thorwald?
I think so.
Okay, he's gonna move past you as well.
Okay. So I'm gonna attack him. If I was attacking reckless, is this still active? No, because it's a reaction. Normal. And miss.
You want to reroll?
No.
Don't you just choose to make an attack reckless? It doesn't take a bonus action.
I
No,
think it's all of the attacks you make until your next turn, so I think it would be.
it would be? Okay, that's I don't know.
I'd say
Once
go
you
for
choose
it.
reckless, it's everything you do for the turn, but they
Okay.
have advantage on everything. for
Yeah,
the
in
turn.
fact, I've been giving them. But so I'll roll again. The 10 and
Do you want to
We'll
reroll?
take the.
Reroll.
You could reroll. You got 5
Reroll.
rerolls at this.
Do it.
okay. So I'll roll.
I'll allow it. You can have mine.
I'll roll an advantage now.
And that'll hit.
Okay. So he takes this and this.
Okay, he goes down. And that brings us back to the top. Lex, it's your.
Lex is gonna look at the commoners that are still there, kind of try to reassure him a bit, give him like a quick little wink, say you're doing good, stay calm, we got it. And she will move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Whoa, peekaboo. Bonus action, dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. These commoners here, are they also
They're moving. Yeah,
Okay.
they're just leg bindings are scooting.
okay. I am going to use my I guess I'll go here then. Action to hide then, and that'll be it for. Actually, should I? Yeah, we'll just dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I'm just booking it forward. Hello. I'll stay here. I'll go there. That's the end of my turn.
All right, Thorwald, it is your turn.
Okay, he will attack recklessly. First, the Orog. A miss. And then attack again. A lot at once today, but 24 should do. And then this and this.
All right, he goes down. Thorwald's racking up the kills.
And I'm moving right here.
As he does.
All right, Rareth.
Well, I don't see anybody, so I'm gonna move. And I still don't see anybody, so I'm gonna move some more. And that'll be actually I'll go ahead and bonus action move my hunter's mark onto that dude there.
Sounds good. Teasley.
I'm gonna follow along. Five, and then I'll dash 5, 10, 15, 20 to up here. I'll move instead because I can just barely get him in if I move to this one, so I'll do that.
All right. His turn comes up. He'll make a wisdom save. Fails.
Gotta get to that. Should have just
Big
recast
damage.
it. No, not big damage.
It's exactly how many hit points he has. And so go ahead and tell us about the spirits taking down this last one.
Yeah, this swarm of tiny little spiritual halflings just jump all over him, just grab on and just wailing on him with like little blackjacks.
Awesome. So he drops as that happens and face plants into the stone ground there. The battle is quiet at this point. You can just hear the rustling of the chains from the leg irons of those common folk that you would come here to rescue. At some point, there's a couple even from this side that hears you and kind of trudges over. And so you're going to be able to wrestle all these folk together, and they'll tell you that there are more of them that are off to the east here, where Licks, you had seen those pens, and there's like probably a dozen or so in there with skills that you have with, well, you've even got the key ring, so it's pretty easy to break them loose and them out.
Are we able? We're able to do that. We're able to go ahead and.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess we'll all gather at the.
I'll let the spirit guardians drop because I wasn't able to designate any of the prisoners as exempt from it.
That'll be an ouchie.
I
I was thinking the
want to
same
murder a
thing.
bunch of
I was
convicts.
thinking it's good you moved up because I'm sure that would have sucked. They're all freedom. Ah! Just all the little halflings.
Just pound the crap out of them.
I'm gonna go up to Thorwald and just be like, "At least you earned this." And I'm just gonna hand him a healing potion.
Because no, please, keep it.
Take it. I insist.
Gang, keep your potion. I can heal myself.
Great, then hold on for it when you can't.
If you insist.
I'll just ask that everyone good. Well, I'll ask the commoners as far as if there's anyone else that they would know of. If we missed anybody that they recognize.
These folk are mostly mostly farmers, people from the local area, some of them even from Rastor. But I think I said there was like one elf.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say that the elf whose name is Teresial steps forward and tells you that they were en route to go. They were actually supposed to take up a position at Feathergale Spire. They were a knight, and were going there to basically to be trained to be a Griffin rider, but had seen some things there that didn't seem right. They had been going out on patrols, and actually, they were there when the delegation from the Cron Hills had arrived, and they were detained. And the elf doesn't know exactly where they were brought to, but knows, felt something was amiss. Nothing like this had ever happened before, that they would detain, kind of an act of war almost between the nation of Selene and the gnomish tribes of the Cron Hills. And so Teresial, kind of under cover of night, was making their way back to Selene to report on what was going on. Feeling that this was probably not something that that Queen Yolande would be sanctioning or would appreciate, and was then captured by a group of orcs that then brought them here to be slave laborers. So just a little detail that they throw in, that there's something up with Feathergale Spire and what they were doing. So that was the whole quest that had brought a number of you out here in the first place, was what happened to that delegation. So now you have more of a direct answer to, yeah, the Feathergale Knights maybe have something to do with it. But as far as the Lich upstairs, free passage, we're going to say, I think, maybe you even spend, but we won't play it out, but you spend a little bit of time here clearing out the rooms up above. There's still maybe a few Durgar that are dwelling up there that were taking their rest. Basically, they kind of swap depending on if you're here during the day or night. You might be encountering more Durgar versus orcs. So you can do a clean sweep, capture them. What is your plan for these? You've been tying people up, the Durgar down here. What is your plan for them?
If they surrender, Thorwald doesn't want to kill them necessarily.
Oh, you're growing. That's so nice.
Uh, time to look for a cart.
Is your plan to take them captive and bring them back to Rastor with you?
Is that what we did with the last group that we captured?
I think so.
I think so too. I think we took them back to Rastor.
Mhm.
Was
We'd
there?
have enough people keeping an eye out, I would assume.
I don't remember that part of that session. Was there a lot of people that you had taken prisoner?
No, only 4. It was
4?
only the one of the first room that found them sleeping, and we tied them up.
Okay. I think we can say that, and maybe this explains why those NPCs that initially you took with you, Wanalon and Taki and whatever, like maybe together with Burn, you've kind of created some kind of like a makeshift almost, prison or jail or something in Rastor. There really isn't like a sheriff or it's kind of like a local militia that keeps that watch, but there isn't really like a proper holding cell. So you'll invent something, maybe work something out with I don't know, maybe you work something out with what's his name? Your pirate friend.
Vex.
Maybe work out something out. Rent some of his rooms out from the shithole tavern and make the jail there.
Come on.
So
Come on.
when you get back, so is there anything else that you'd want to do here at the monastery?
Well, I think our main goal is to get these people out. So as soon as we find that they're safe, maybe just tell the Lich, like, I don't know, we'll be back,
And he tells you have 30 days. And after 30 days, the magic will take negative effect on you. So you're under a time crunch. Get that weapon from Lilith.
Could have mentioned that before, but okay. Would have been nice.
You didn't ask. So I think that we'll close it out there. It seems a fine place. And so here's a thing that could probably play out maybe in the RP channel. Is I think at this point, you've made 2 runs at the monastery, and it seems pretty clear that they're aware of what's happening at this point. They're aware that you're attacking there. And so Burn is going to make the pitch that maybe, just like in the times of old, when you were delving into the Temple of Elemental Evil, it's time to make camp there. Especially, he's going to be kind of curious and somewhat horrified that you made this deal with the Lich, but he's fascinated by that, like that you did that. But he's going to maybe suggest, if you've got his consent to be there, and he's giving you kind of, he's going to give you sanctuary, basically the place to not mess with you. Maybe that's a good reason to relocate there, so that you can, Lareth has a reputation of being pretty slippery with you guys. He's evaded you time after time after time, and you don't want to give him the element of time to slip away again. So, but that'll just be Burn's pitch, is to move home base to the sanctuary, but or the monastery. But we'll pick that up and see what the group wants to do with that as time unfolds. So thanks everyone who has been hanging out with us here tonight. Lots of people hanging out with us tonight, so that's really cool. I saw a couple of people mentioning maybe they stopping by hear about Dolmenwood. Yes, Dolmenwood will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. because for some reason I keep scheduling late night community games right up against the morning game. But we'll be back here tomorrow for Dolmenwood. If you didn't see, we're doing Extra Life again this year. So check that out. We are raising some money for these. Oh, did we? I didn't even notice that. I don't know if my alerts aren't working. I just see that maybe we received some donations during the stream. So that's really cool. So we're raising some money for the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. We're playing 12 hours of the original Ravenloft module November 5th. So you can come check that out. We'll be doing that Old School Essentials as well because I'm starting to fall back into enjoying that stuff. So that's what we're doing for the Extra Life game. Thanks everybody who donated and has been donating. Our next milestone is if we raise $1,200 before the game, they can start at level 7. Their bonus for the players. That's all I got. We got a lot of people watching. Let's go and share the goodwill with another channel. Let's go and do a raid. I see the Mandy is streaming. We haven't gone and seen her for a bit, so we'll drop in and say hello. So join the raid, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.